This program is brought to you by CommBank. For all the ways we do business.
Working from home and generative artificial intelligence, they're real game changers for every business. As we've discussed here today, it's from mining to law, from making movies to banking. So almost every business is going through a massive change, and that alters the very way they look and the way they behave, as Steph Nash reports.
It's been called Sydney's biggest coup, South by Southwest, the annual festival of arts, music and technology for the world's young professionals, will now have an annual South Asian event held here in Tumbalong Park, Darling Harbour. It's the first time in the event's 36-year history that it's been held away from its home base in Austin, Texas. The Commonwealth Bank is an official super sponsor of South by Southwest Sydney. Group Executive for Business Banking, Mike Vacy-Lyle, says the festival's embrace of creativity, technology and innovation made it a natural fit for the brand.
So when you intersect all of these things together, it really gives us a wonderful opportunity to understand how we can really respond to changing markets and new customer expectations.
Tech and innovation is a core component of CBA's business strategy. In its 2023 annual report, CBA outlined its strategic growth and productivity initiatives, which prioritise investments in digital infrastructure and artificial intelligence. CBA's customer engagement engine, powered by AI, is a tool used by the bank to help it understand what the optimal user experience should look like. Earlier this year, the CBA app underwent a major upgrade, allowing users the ability to easily switch between business and personal profiles.
Clearly, people are demanding more and more seamless, intuitive digital experiences because they're getting used to it in all parts of their life. And one of the things that we recognise in business banking is that we've got amazing digital experiences and assets in our retail bank, and a lot of those experiences are not mirrored into the business bank. So we spent a lot of time focusing on making sure that, and invariably it's the same customer who has their retail account with us and their business account. So we wanted to make sure that those experiences are consistent.
AI is also being used by corporates like CBA to help some of the world's biggest problems. Declining productivity in Australia, the last decade seeing the slowest growth in 60 years, is drawing serious concerns from economists, politicians and the RBA. Earlier this week, the Productivity Commission revealed that productivity decreased by a further 2% in the June quarter, with 15 out of 19 industries experiencing a decline in efficiencies. Deloitte partner David Rumbens points to waning productivity as one of the main constraints on corporate profitability. Combined with higher costs and slower retail spending, it paints a grim picture for our businesses.
Retail spending is actually at its lowest point in the history of the series in terms of retail growth over the past year. And as you've just noted there, business failures are on the rise. Retail, manufacturing, particularly the construction sector. So if you're inclined to worry, there's a lot to worry about right at the moment.
To fix Australia's productivity issue, Rumbens is calling on greater investment in AI to help companies maximise their efficiencies.
There's a lot of opportunities, particularly from technology. So we're seeing a lot of interest around AI. A lot of companies are looking at it, starting to invest money into it, particularly in the US, but also in Australia. That could be pretty significant in driving productivity gains. Of course, we need government to encourage those processes, and that includes encouraging competition and lifting the rate of innovation in the business sector.
CBA deploys AI to enable faster, more seamless transactions, meaning small businesses can get a more accurate view of their finances in real time. It also offers a fleet of payments terminals for businesses, including this year's new smart fleet of EFTPOS machines, which can connect to a range of apps that can be used by merchants to customise both their own and their customers' experiences.
Generative AI, which, as you know, is probably the biggest buzzword in banking and in business right now. It means a lot to us in improving turnaround times, credit decisioning, in making our internal staff more efficient, so giving them the ability to customise experiences more for our customers.
AI also allows the bank to understand more about its customers' accounts. The high cost of living has constrained consumer appetite for spending, putting pressure on business profitability. It's tough at the moment for small businesses in particular, who tend to have a lot more of their own capital invested in the business. Using banking data and analytics can help business customers quickly identify trends in inflows and outflows and determine what solutions would be best to help the business through tough times.
You know when they're going to have strong areas of revenue and strong areas of payments, and where cash flow is going to be under pressure. So if we are able to give those insights, package those insights and give them back to our customer, and on the back of those insights, remind them you're entering in a period right now where your outflows normally exceed your inflows, and you're probably going to need a working capital facility, and digitally we are able to pre-score you and give you one of those.
Even more exciting is AI's role in combating the onslaught of scams and fraud in our society. Yasmin London, a pioneer in cyber safety education, moderated a discussion at South by Southwest Sydney about the ways that organisations like CBA are harnessing AI for cyber solutions.
There's so much potential for AI at scale to battle the bad guys. So we heard, for example, about honeypotting and surveillance and the ways that they're trapping threat actors in these fictitious spaces, and they've got this ability now to analyse their movements and figure out where they're going to hit next. So it's really important to know that the good guys are just as on top of this technology as the bad guys.
CBA's cybersecurity team has deployed a team of would-be hackers to use their powers for good. The goal is to find ways to break into the bank's systems, exposing its vulnerabilities. Some of the employees are even reformed cyber criminals, employed to teach the bank their deceptive skills.
We need to all think like hackers, and I think that sounds a bit exciting. You know, we can all get a little bit taken away in the sci-fi nature of that, but really it's about putting ourselves in the shoes of the people who would do us harm. How are they thinking? What threats are they looking at when it comes to our lives, our businesses? Where are they going to get in? What are the vulnerabilities? If we start thinking that way, we're going to protect ourselves a whole lot better.
CBA's team has deployed AI to come up with solutions to stop fraudsters from stealing customer funds. NameCheck allows the bank to confirm whether the details associated with new payees are indeed correct. For businesses, this can help prevent the classic business email compromise scams, whereby scammers forcibly redirect existing payments to their own accounts. BioCatch is a new technology being utilised by CBA and other banks to understand more about how customers use their devices. Using behavioural biometrics, the bank will be able to identify you based on your device and things like touch and speed.
The increase in fraud and scams across the Australian market is just unacceptable, and we know that we play an important role in keeping our customers safe. So to that end, we're investing significantly around very core capabilities. So we know what device you'll interact with the bank on, and we can also track how you even use the keyboard, how you use your mouse and your normal keystroke activity. And on the back of that, we can determine whether it really is you interacting with us.
Another important function of AI is helping our businesses to future-proof themselves. Optimised environmental sustainability has become critical for companies, not only for the betterment of our society, but also to meet the high expectations of customers, stakeholders, and shareholders. It's also rapidly becoming a requirement for secure funding. CBA offers a suite of AI-powered solutions to help business customers understand the size of their carbon footprint and what they might need to do to be a more resilient business in the future.
The environment and this ESG focuses is not just a topic for big business. As you know, more than 50% of the GDP in Australia is generated by smaller businesses. There are heaps of them, and they have as much a responsibility to focus on making sure that they're sustainable.
With the first South by Southwest Sydney now over, the pressure is on for the next one to be bigger, bolder, and more innovative. It's game on, Austin.